What's going on, gang? Pattern watchers, what is happening, everyone? Anna, how you doing? What's going on? What do I think of the monthly candles? I will roll into that very shortly, my friend Justin. How are we all, guys? It's been a while. But this is what we do, man. We come away from the charts at the weekend, let all the chaos happen there, and then we come to the trading times. This is where the money is made. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, sometimes Friday. It all depends on what they have in store for us. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is doing very well. Sack trades, you're slacking, bro. Still, 1, 2, 3. You're fourth in line, bro. That ain't you, my man. That is not you. Ah, man. What's going on? What is good? Crypto Bud, what's happening? Love from Thailand. Thank you very much. Sophia, what's good? Thaddeus, am I correct in saying that? Is that your name? Thaddeus Hall, what's good? What's good? Members, Patreons, everyone that is showing love to the channel, man. Thank you so much. Don't worry, man. The likes ain't the issue, man. It's just getting people in so that we can all have a conversation about what has been going on with cryptocurrency. Yes, you shall, Sack Trades. Lewis, what's good, man? Pattern Watcher Gang. David, I can't give you that hey, man. It's just not me, bro. That's awesome. Zachary Owens, man. That is wicked, bro. Love from Pakistan. Mad love. We got states in here. Is New York in here? Is Cali in here? Florida. Croatia's in here. What's good? Yes, cheat sheet by G-Unit. You know how it is. Maybe, Valentin. We may get that. We may get the drop. This is what we're going to be talking about today. Toronto, what's happening? Yes, infrastructure bill dip. Yeah, I hear you. Belgium, Japan, Colorado. South Africa, Carolina, what's good? Portugal, Jersey, man, the love is in the room. The world is here today. You know, if you're a pattern watcher, it doesn't matter where you're from, guys. This is what it's all about. Black Suns, what's happening? Moscow, Philip, what's good? Hearthstones, what's happening? Wicked, wicked, wicked. Ioannis, how you doing, my friend? Been a while, bro. All right, then. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, to anybody new to the channel and anyone passing through, okay, thank you very much for choosing this stream. But more importantly, pattern watchers, welcome to the Traders Reality Show. As always, like and subscribe. You know the housekeeping story. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a conversation, guys. All right, then. Cool. So what's been happening? What's been going on? Where have they come from and where are they likely to go? These are the questions that we need to ask ourselves whenever we come to the chart. Okay? Now, we had a little bit of success over the last couple of days. Okay? We saw Bitcoin come away from the zone. Great news. Does it mean that we get the cigars out? No. Why? Because they are still in this terrible range. Okay? We seem to be stuck in these ranges. Okay? Now, more importantly, what we need to try and get into our minds is the story behind the behavior of accumulation. Because this is accumulation right now, guys. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, this could be somewhat repetitive from my point of view. Yes, that may be true. But guys, I said to you before, there are a million ways to make £1 million. You only need one of them, and then you rinse and you repeat. That's all that needs to be done. Okay? Right now, Bitcoin has then done another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits to the low. What are they doing? I can only make the assumption that they are building longs at the lowest possible point in this range between from the last high right here of 45,150 all the way down towards, let's just round it off, towards the 40,146 zone. Okay? Now, as always, we only have vector candles. All right? That's all that we have right now. Volatility is all over the place. Just look at what they're doing. Spiking up, spiking down, up and down. Now, our goal as traders is to establish what are they doing, what are they preparing for? Because once we establish what they're preparing for, then there's a good chance that when they do decide to make the break, we're going to be on the right side of the trade. Now, as always, we always want to be making sure that when we do get in on the side of the trade, or what we believe to be the right side of the trade, okay, we need to wait for the retrace of that, okay? We have to wait for it because then we will know if there is true intention. Likewise with this one. You see, if you look closer, all right, this move right here, the spike up, all right, threw a lot of guys who went short, completely threw them out. They tapped all of the liquidity to the downside and built it all the way back up again. Took out all the liquidations and stops for the traders that have been riding the short, okay? Now, the power of the retrace, what is it? Well, it's all it is, guys, is the pattern. That's all it is. This is what you are trading, this pattern right here. And your goal is to try and find points in the chart which would deliver this pattern. Look at this. You've got the rise from this point. Then you have the retrace, confirmation of the red candle, blue candle formation, rise out of the zone. Okay, your entry point would have been in and around this area right here. You would have had enough time to ride price all the way up at least towards the next moving average, a recovery of the red vector candle, shifting out of the zone. Happy days. You pay yourself on the momentum of a candle developing as it's trying to work at its highest point. Okay, then what happens? They drop it down. Now you'll be asking yourself the same question again. Is this move to the downside going to confirm another move back up? You wait for the retrace to hold and then you would make the same play again. It didn't. What happened? Moving averages crossed over, price drops below the 50, done. They bring price all the way down and they recover the whole vector candle, which is the previous VCR zone. VCR zone is the vector candle recovery zone. Okay? Now, what is going on with price? Stabilizing. The UK session itself has brought an influx of wicks to the lows. What are they trying to do? Are they working the highs or are they working the lows? The last what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, they've just been working the lows. Is this a stopping volume candle? Is this giving us the impression that at some point they may try and bring price back up? Because that's what we're looking for. All right? Now, these violet candles right here, excuse me, these violet candles right here are giving us the understanding that volume is starting to rise as it's dropping. Okay, so are they favoring lower prices or is this slowing down? Because they're good to let us know that they want lower prices with these vector candles at the lows and pulling straight back. These are traps. Are they preparing to change direction or are they just prompting the zones, probing the areas and just slowly trying to develop the move to try and take out the next zones of liquidity? All right? No one got a notification. That's crazy, man. Rio, do you believe in bear and bull markets if there is a market maker? I don't believe in bear and I don't believe in bull markets. Listen, bear and bull markets themselves as titles, okay, are emotional triggers. All right? All I need to say to you, Bitcoin is bullish. You don't think anything else other than going to a exchange and buying Bitcoin. Why? Because you feel like you're missing out. You want to try and grab the move. Bearish, you're thinking, right, okay, I'm going to be a bit reserved. I'm not going to start buying Bitcoin or I'm going to start selling it because there's a bearish market. How can two words trigger such chaos in the charts? And that's what it is. People are responsive to those key words. All right? They make decisions off that information. So whilst everyone is making decisions off that information, the opposite is happening. When price is rising, the buyers are not in control. The bulls are not in control because a bull can only buy if he has someone to sell. So who's in control? By principle, it would be the bears. The bears are in control, not the bulls. You know? A bull can only run if the bear allows him to. So if the bear's not stopping him, the bear is in control. So if you're going to use bullish and bearish market explanations or the idea behind what those two words mean, well, at least use it in context of what is actually happening in the chart. we understand that when price rises, you can only buy if someone is selling to you, which is why price changes direction at certain points in the chart. Not because there is no more buyers. It's established that when price is rising, the buyer wants to get price higher. But the only reason it stops is because the bears have trapped enough liquidity to the upside, and the bears being the market maker, okay? He's trapped enough of those guys to the upside using their liquidity for longs. He's setting up his shorts so that he drops price down in the opposite direction. Now, what are we going to expect from New York? New York opens, or should I say the futures market opens in less than 25 minutes or so. Okay? The UK session itself, all right, has just seen a clear range and reflecting what the Asian session did. So if I bring over MT4 for you, okay, you can see Bitcoin on MT4. Now, if you want access to this platform, it is free of charge. Just go into the video description. You know what you need to do. Download it and then go to the Discord, which I have pinned to the top of the chat. And you can download the indicators from there. It's all free of charge. No problem there. Look at this. In the Asian session, all right, we've spoken about in the past what on earth is happening. Please, let me just explain. Bitcoin, please, just wait a second, bro. Let me just explain this and then make you move, man. Please. All right, I need to call some of the guys. Man. They can't be moving price when I'm trying to explain something. Just sit tight. Just hold this zone for a minute, guys. Please, come on. You got at least 25 minutes. Wait a minute, man. Let me just explain something and then you can make your move. Pull back a little bit. Sit tight there. I'll let you go to the yesterday's low. That's as far as you can go. Don't go any further. Just wait. So, Bitcoin. In the Asian session, okay, the Asian market makers marked up price, established the high, and moved price down lower. They are building longs at lower price. Market makers, my days. Why are they not listening to me? Just sit tight for 5 minutes, man. Let me explain this to them. Anyways, when Asia drops price, they are setting up the range for the rest of the day, okay? So we can see when they mark price down lower, they establish the low, and then they reverse price back up. Then the UK session steps in and either continues with that intention or follows through with a move back up. What did they do? They moved price down lower, okay? You see, when I talk to the market maker, they listen to me, man. I said to them, nothing beyond the yesterday's low so I can explain stuff to people. How funny is that? Look, we just said yesterday's low right there. Don't go beyond that whilst I'm explaining this to people. Oh my days. That is funny, that is. Look at these. Anyway, we'll have a conversation about that shortly. So the importance of the Asian session gives us an understanding what's going to happen for the rest of the day. By looking at this, we can see clearly, okay, that Asia is favoring higher prices, okay, in the future, but marking it down to prepare it for the UK and the US. Now look what's happened. Now you can start moving, Mr. Market Maker. Now I'm going to start talking about this move, okay? They bring price down and test the psychological low for the week. Remember, on Sunday, we established the psychological high and low, which are these two yellow lines right here. One right there, if you can see. It should say it in a second. Come on. There you go. Psychological high, 42,825. And then the psychological low right here. Okay? Now, price does something at these points. This is why we're at an important zone in the chart. They're either going to break away from the psychological high and move higher, or they're going to break away from the psychological low and move lower. This is what we are testing right now. Okay? This is what we're going to test. If Bitcoin is going to hold and move away from this point, from my understanding, based on the behavior of the market maker, it may look like that they may try and come away from this point. Because everyone's been going short right now, which explains why this move is happening. Because it's like as if they have grabbed enough liquidity in this area to throw off the shorts and get the liquidations hit. However, they could actually continue lower because this could be a stop hunt rise and then break down price. Now, if you notice earlier on, XRP did the same thing, okay? But Bitcoin didn't. Now XRP is trying to come back into the game. XRP is now working its psychological zones as well. So it's near towards the psychological high. Who's going to get there first? All right. What about Ethereum? What's Ethereum going to do? Stopping. Oh, look at that. And it's beautiful. Look at the pattern. This is on the 15-minute time frame. What if this is now going to form a pattern and move higher? All right. If we look back in the chart, we can see that for every accumulation zone on the chart, they always try and stay away from it and finish higher. Okay. So look, you've got this point in the chart right here. You've got this point in the chart right here. And now we are working this zone right here. Two things can happen from this point, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it could actually explode from this zone, or it could actually set up a stop hunt rise and collapse and test a range daily low and move lower. That's for Ethereum. The same could be applied for Bitcoin as well. Okay, now rolling back over to TradingView, you can see that we are now in a vector recovery zone, vector candle recovery zone. Okay, now we could actually go up, or we can go down. But the reason why we are left in limbo as to what's going to happen is because they are working the lows and maybe the highs. Look, every time they move away from this zone, they bring it straight back down again. What are they trying to establish? The sheer fact of the aggressive move from this zone right here may be a reason for them to actually mark price up one more time, get the shorts committed, fill the shorts at the highest possible point and pull price back down. We do have this pool of liquidity right here that they haven't yet tapped. As much as you have see that stopping volume candle right there, it may not be the case. Here we go. Now look what's going on. Now this is where the test is. Remember, this is the US Brinks box play. This is where you see a lot of volatility happening in the US Brinks box. If I bring back MT4, you'll see it yourself right here. Look, this white area here is the Brinks box. So in this zone right here, we are going to see price move up and down before it decides to take a direction. This is why we are waiting for New York to establish a reversal point. Where will it happen? Who knows? They may spike lower and then move higher, or what they've done now is spiked higher, now potentially to move lower. Let's see what they're going to do. They are testing the psychological low right here. US is reacting in some way to some information, and they are hitting the lows as much as they can. We can see the RSI. It doesn't look like it's a strong move. That's the thing. There's no volatility. It's just a wild move up and down. They're just hitting orders. The RSI ain't giving me anything. If I look at the RSI on the lower time frames itself, I can see, look, stop hunt rise, drop. The next candle should return price back up if their intention is to move higher. If this was a stop hunt rise, drop, grab the longs, crush them, build the shorts, close the shorts, price should then by principle move back up and fill this zone. Okay, so we'll keep an eye out on that. Moving over, what we got that is happening across the board. Let's have a look right here, the big three. Let's get our watch list up. Who's moving? All right, so Uni seems to be claiming the top spot quite a bit now. Okay, as you can see, we've got the development of the pattern. As you can see, we drew this a few streams ago. What on earth was that? You got the rise, you've got the retrace. Now we are testing the continuation to the upside. Rising out, retrace, continuation up. Okay, Link starting to not really do much. It's still trading below the moving averages. Are they forming a pattern? Look at that. They're just consolidating in a clear zone. Okay. Arsenal Rex off. You know, George, you know how it is. You know how it is. Okay, then. So I'm just looking at your questions. New York did exactly the same thing yesterday. Yep. Bitcoin is ruined by institutions. It doesn't matter. We could be trading oxygen. No different. Just looking at your comments. Who's saying something interesting? A long upper wicks on a vector. A stop hunt rise, not necessarily working out. So look, a stop hunt rise by principle itself, okay, is right. Look, a stop hunt rise as a candlestick is the behavior of a market maker pushing price away from one zone at speed and then coming straight back down. He's preparing the short. So if you look on MT4 one more time, you can see how just this consolidation, nothing much is happening, then out of nowhere, spike up, trigger the shorts, for the market maker, okay, by taking out all the liquidation points for the shorts, okay, because remember, people are going short. They've got liquidations all up here. Market maker triggers those. He gets the liquidity from the shorts. He uses it to build his shorts, close his longs at the same time, and then do the same thing again on the way down. So by activating the shorts to the upside, so he's getting his shorts filled at the highest possible point, he's closing the profit on the longs that he's been building on the way down. At the same time, he's using the liquidations of the shorts to close his shorts on the way down and take out the longs who have stepped in here and open longs at the same time, which is why price is reversing back up. This is the manipulation process, ladies and gentlemen, that happens on the lower time frames. But if you were to pull up the hour time frame, you wouldn't see otherwise. You would just be seeing a candlestick moving up and down, not really giving you anything other than it pulled up and it's pulled straight back. That's all you're seeing. But when you dive closer into the lower time frames, you'll be able to see clear as day what their intention is. Why is this candlestick right now working its way back up? If they were aiming to trap traders short, okay, trap the traders going long and then closing it down again, you can see it's a manipulative move. Stop hunt rise, drop. Now the wick doesn't matter. It's the move of the candlestick and how far it moves away from a specific zone, which is going to establish a stop hunt. Now, this can happen in both directions. Okay, it can happen higher and it can happen low. It can happen when price is rising up and it can happen when it's dropping lower as well. Okay, the best way for you to grab the stop hunt rises, and this is from my experience in Forex, you grab your stop hunt rises at the end of an Asian session. Okay, so let me just bring this up right now. Bring up the 15-minute time frame and roll across. Okay, why is it not doing that? Come on, MT4, what you doing? Here we go. So this is where a stop hunt rise happens. Check this out. Just as the Asian session closes, all right, price initiates a stop hunt rise, then pulls back. Okay, give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, guys, I just had to receive an order from one of the market makers in the US just to let me know about the zones. But yeah, to help you understand the stop hunt game, you wait for the Asian session close, which is right here. Price spikes up, and in Forex, it's usually between a 20 and a 50 pip move. Okay, now from here, you click that, you move up. There it is, 22 pips. The reason why is because the average trader sets his stop between a range of 20 and 50 pips. Go and buy a book off Amazon and I can promise you they'll say to you, set your stop loss between anything from 20 pips all the way up to 50 pips. Go and have a look. That phenomena is happening all the time in the chart because that's where the orders are for the stops for the market maker to tap the liquidity, build the shorts to the highest point and drop price back down. Smith, how you doing, my brother? Any idea on Alice? I'll roll over onto Alice right now, my friend. Okay, so just going back a split second just to verify Bitcoin's behavior. There's that recovery right there of the wick. How are we able to understand that that is what was going to happen? Okay, stop hunt rise, drop. This is the true move. The drop in price to set price up to move higher. How long will they decide to move price higher for is a different story. The idea is if you can grab these sort of plays like this, your entry point by principle would be down here. Okay? Look at the psychological low being tested on the 5-minute time frame, holding its base. It's holding its principle. Okay? So they favor higher prices. This is what we understand. Why is this red candle getting recovered if they initially wanted to drop it back down again? Look at how they're messing up the retail trader. Okay? Now, this isn't just no magic. It's understanding the dynamics of how the market maker behaves. He triggers the shorts. He gets his orders filled at the highest point. He initiates the traders who went short and he pushes them to go long. At the same time they're going long, they smack it back down again. Poor retail trader, man. He doesn't know where it's going. That's the sad truth. So, look, vector candle at the lows. This is good news for us. How long will it be a vector candle for? And how much of support are we going to see with Bitcoin in this area? It's going to be testing right now. This is what New York is about. We're going to establish if this is going to be the move that marks price higher so that we can actually recover this sort of zone up here. Okay? Now, gentleman has asked for Alice. Let's just have a quick look at Alice. Okay, oh, fair play, bro. What a coin. What's it doing? Okay, so, let me just pull up Alice on the 4 hourly. What are we getting? Okay, so this is pretty interesting for Alice right now. You can see that it's hit previous pools of, wow, lots of liquidity is being had right here. You can see, look, you can see a vector candle, complete recovery. Yes, we do have these zones down here, but it looks like they may have found their spot of fair value. Is this the point that actually brings price up? At minimum, we would need to wait and see if this area right here is going to get recovered. All right? Because if this red vector candle gets recovered, that doesn't mean Alice is going to continue higher. All it means is they've released a pool of liquidity in this zone. Okay? Now, at that point right there, they could actually mark price down lower and set up for a drop. They did the same here. What if they actually do that with price today? Okay, if they do manage to break above this point, you will be waiting for the following. You'll be waiting for a rise up, retrace back down to the 50 EMA, confirm support, and price moves away from that zone. It's at this point right here in the chart with this little, this purple arrow right here is where you should see more vector candles pushing price higher. Okay, if we do get that support in this zone, we will be looking at the next point in the chart right here. And by principle, you will see exactly the same again. They will come up, they will look to retrace, and then they will look to try and move higher again. And again, you'll be waiting for a vector candle in that zone right there. Okay, cool. Let's get back to what's actually going on. Let me have a look at... Let me get Bitcoin back up a second. Okay. This is pretty interesting with Bitcoin. All right. Look. They are holding out Bitcoin right here because there's more money coming into it. There's more of the exchange of back and forth. Okay. There's millions and millions of orders coming in. Okay. Where guys are going long, guys are going short. Market makers having a field day. Okay, the daily open has yet been tested again, guys. Okay, patrons, you understand that concept because we were talking about it today at how the daily open behaves like a magnet. And for the record, guys, if you were to consider joining the Patreon, please don't join it until the start of a new month because they double charge you and it's just a pain. All right, so just don't. If you're going to consider it, thank you very much, but don't do it at the end of this month. Wait to the start of a new month so then you're not double charged. Okay, now from this point on, if Bitcoin does decide to continue, okay, we've got a new 30-minute candle coming into play, which by principle, if it's acting as a green vector, the next candle should move price higher. They should fill this wick because this is where there's money. Money came in here. Market maker opened his shorts at the highest point and now he's realized a return. At the same time, there are guys who have gone long in this zone that are losing money right now. Okay. So he's then going to try and induce them to step back in and commit the funds. Is he going to want to try and build more shorts at another point? Let's see. Or is the market maker trying to get a return on his investment from dropping price down on this move to the left side of the chart? Let's see. Look at how aggressively they're trying to push price up. Daily open, Bitcoin is now positive for the day. Okay, so let's see how long this actually holds out for. Okay. Red Act, thank you very much, man. There you go. There you go, Jay. You know how it is, man. You know about the daily open. The daily open is a bread and butter. JT, can we predict any movement to the upside or downside by looking at the buy orders? Dogecoin had like 35 million buy orders at 19 cents and didn't even pump. I'm confused. I will explain it to you in one simple sentence. In order for someone to buy, someone has to sell. Okay? In order for someone to buy, someone has to sell, which would explain why price didn't go nowhere. Okay? The question is, will it go up at some point later on? Or by those guys buying 35 million buy orders at 19 cents, someone would have had to open $35 million, if I'm correct, or 35 million Dogecoin on the exchanges here on platforms like Binance. Someone would have had to sell that. So what it does after that is a different story. That's where the market maker is going to step in and reveal his intention. Here we go. What have we got here? Next, 3 minutes. 2 minutes, sorry. New 30-minute candle. They're either going to push price higher, finalize it, and reverse it back, or the next candle is going to continue straight through. Because this is a very fast move. Okay? This is a fast move, and it's not one of those moves where I'll be really comfortable with price doing this. I need to see it happening with conviction, and at the same time, I want to make sure that if we are going to try and establish a direction, we need to wait for intention for a retrace. So we're not out the woods just yet, guys. New York Brinks box is initiating a reversal, which is bright as day. How long will this last for is a different story, okay? How could we have understood this move was going to happen? Well, we could never understand it was going to happen. But what can we look for to give us an understanding of the development of this move? Okay? The lower time frames. The same time frames that people tell you not to pay attention to because it's too chaotic. We can make order of the lower time frames. Check this out. All right then. So this is the lower time frame. This is the 1 minute time frame. Okay? All we need to do is look at the chart itself. Okay? How do we make sense of this pump? Okay? Well, first we take a trend line and we look at where the key notable areas are in the chart. So that would be the 42,000 zone right there. Let me just change the scale. You keep moving up for the time being. I don't mind. Here we go. There's the $42,000 mark. Okay? If we drop it lower, we can actually see another zone in the chart, which would be... no, that's too low. That's too low. That's too low. I may need to drop onto a higher time frame. 42,000, 42,750. There's the quarter zone right there. 41,750. Okay, so really the two key points in the chart. Okay, look at that. Look at the recovery of that red vector candle. If you want to see it clear as day, look at that. Complete recovery. How did we understand that? That's what this channel's about, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? That's what it's about. Helping you understand why this candle recovered. Stop, hunt, rise, drop, trap the traders, make the move. Okay? So look at how we could have exploited this move on the lower time frames. Okay? 1 minute time frame is showing you that they are building longs from the left side of the chart. So they're marking price down lower. We are expecting a pause in the markdown phase. Okay? They paused it. They reversed price back up. Look at where the red vector candles are appearing. They are all appearing below the 41,750, which is a quarter number. Okay? And then you've got the 42,000 zone, which is a whole number. All right? So if you look, red vectors below that zone, spike. They mark price up, build the shorts at the highest point because they believe that at the 42 zone is going, guys, can you calm down? Wait a minute. So I'm trying to explain this to them and you're moving price and I need to concentrate on this topic here. Just calm down. Thank you. So the 42,000 zone is where people put orders in the belief that it's going to go lower, which is why we see the green vector spike above it, grab the shorts and then move price down lower. Traders are obviously coming in, trying to grab the buys, fill the buy orders, and then they mark price down lower. That relationship right here, as you can see, from this zone 1, you've got zone 2, and then you've got another zone here. Now, look, this is where they built most of them. Build all the shorts above the key notable area, spike price down lower. They came down all again one more time, but this time, this is when they double down on building the longs below the key 42,000 zone and then stopping volume candle right here. The actual accumulation zone was here. And then you had a lower one there. And then you had the lower one right here. Look at the rises. Lower, higher, and then higher. Notable volume, shift out of the zone. So your trigger by principle would have been a mini head and shoulders formation right there, little inverted head and shoulders pattern right there. And then you would have been able to capitalize on the rise, the retrace, the continuation to the upside. Look at that. 1, 2, happy days. Now, you would never have known that price was going to go that high, okay? But ultimately, you would have been able to grab the retrace movement out of the zone because they marked price down lower, below the key 42,000 mark, and then they shifted out of the zone. They showed stopping volume behavior, working the lows, 1, 2, 3 hits to the low, shift away, drop, continuation back up. If you can't profit on moves like that, then boy, what are you doing? Okay? You know? How do they spike price lower whenever they want? The name is in the title. Okay? Market maker. You know? No cigars yet. Yeah, this is it. You know? Shut up and let them go. Okay, then. So here we go. This is what's important right now. Look at what's going on. 15-minute time frame. Okay? Green vector candle. We said it. Right? They're going to try and come up. Next 30-minute candle is reversing price back down. This now is going to determine if this was a stop hunt rise and a drop. Okay? But you see how the difference between the stop hunt rises. Look at the 5-minute time frame right here. Look. Stop hunt rise 1, drop. This whole move was based on a stop hunt rise. Will this move continue higher? This is what we're waiting to see. We've got a new 1-hour candle. The futures market is now in full swing. Okay? So let's see how they're going to roll it out for the rest of the session. Of course, I have to go and get my daughter just before 3 o'clock. So then I will love you, leave you at that point. Okay? But I'm glad we've managed to grab some liquidity at this zone. Okay? Moving over and having a look at a couple of other coins in the game. It's not that many gains happening across the board, guys. Nothing much. I'm still seeing familiar names in the top spot. Okay? Ethereum is doing okay. Let's have a look at Ethereum. See, she's actually trying to hold this zone very well. Price goes above the 50 EMA. If you look closely, you can see, okay, on the 15-minute time frame, the moving averages, the 5 and the 13 EMA are forming a W formation, okay? So what do we need to see? We need to see the proof that this is actually going to be the point that they reverse from. How long will they reverse is another story, guys, okay? What if they're actually marking up orders below the key 3,000 mark, getting ready to absolutely smash through it? Okay? Or what if they're just getting ready to drop and come back down to these zones in the chart? Yeah? What if that is the move? What if this is going to get people thinking, oh, right, that's it. We're not going to go short anymore. Let's go long. How long are the market makers going to make the retail traders believe that this is the point in the chart that's going to bring price back up? How many people now are going to be thinking Bitcoin's going to go to 100K because of this one candle, or even Ethereum going to 15K? Yeah? Oh, God, look, big green candle. Right, okay, let's go long. Let's consider that Bitcoin or Ethereum could actually go and make crazy gains up to like $7,000 or $8,000 per coin, all because of one candle. There are people out there that do that. There are traders that make decisions off that basis. You guys are not those traders. I hope not anyway. Now, I'm not saying or giving any discredit to any moon boy, because if it wasn't for the moon boy, we wouldn't have these volatile movements in price. Because it's their money that we're taking. That's the sad truth. You know? That is the truth. Okay then, just looking at 37, scare the hell out of everyone. Yeah, people talk about 37. Okay, 37, cool. Let's ride. Let's see if this is the move. What if they move higher before they get to 37? But what if they move higher and continue? Doesn't matter what our opinion is. It's what will happen. All right? 100K by 10:30. Oh my days. That is hilarious. Okay, just looking at here. Robert, all manipulated markets return to their true value. The more they are manipulated, the more violent the move. Correct. Aggressive move up, aggressive move down. That's the principle. Okay? Who's asked the question? Not my real name. Okay, what is the green and white boxes? What determines them? So the green and white boxes right here, it's a little bit chaotic in my chart, but the green and white boxes are sessions. Okay, so if I zoom out and show you on this time frame right here, so the green and white boxes, that's an Asian session, 8 hours long. The UK session starts as this close. So here you go. If you look closely, okay, you can see these tabs here. So you've got Hong Kong, H up there for Hong Kong, F for Frankfurt, LO for London Open, New York Open, London Close. This is the Asian session, okay, mixed with the Sydney session as well. All right, that's 8 hours long. When that closes, the Frankfurt market opens, which starts here, and that is the UK Brinks box. This whole area here is the UK session, European session, right? But then it rolls over into the US session, which is these red box right here, okay? When London closes and Europe closes, which is in this point right here, the US session is the only marketplace that is open with cryptocurrency. Now, no, it doesn't mean that cryptocurrency stops. I'm talking as institutional traders, that is the time that the London session closes, when the banks close by principle, okay? So day traders, institutional traders, you know, that are at their desks every day, 9 to 5, that's the time that they stop trading for the day. Whatever happens afterwards is irrelevant, right? It's just at that time we know that London closes, which means the US, as the only market that is open, gets free roam for the actual movement of price further on in the session, okay? Sushi, I don't believe in sessions. Bitcoin trades 24/7. Yes, it does trade 24/7, but it's understanding what happens in each session. Why do we anticipate a reversal in New York? What's just happened? Reversal in New York. Okay. The bread and butter of the daily open is this, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. When price opens, all right, just go back in the chart, all right, and have a look at the daily open. You can see this line right here. That's the daily open line right there. Okay. Price, whenever it breaks away from it in one of the sessions, most of the time in the next session it's going to try and retest it, because at that point in time certain orders were opened and placed, okay? So they want to retest that zone and see if they can draw more liquidity into that zone. Now, if the daily open right here, which is up there right there, if they can move price back up towards the daily open on this platform, all right, if they can move it back up to that point, they're going to trigger some orders. Then at that point they're either going to initiate the shorts or continue through with the longs. Now, the daily bread and butter of the daily open is, as long as price is somewhat close towards the daily open, then you've got a good chance of price getting towards that zone, and you'll be able to mark off an entry and say, right, I'm expecting price to move towards that point. Happy days. If you drop down on the 1 minute time frame, all right, you can see how many times you can try and capitalize on the daily open. So if I have a look at the daily open on here, here you go. So here's the daily open right here. All right. So they marked price away from the daily open. They moved price away from that zone. Stop hunt rise. They collapse price down. If you were looking at price from this zone right here, you could have initiated shorts. Why? Because you in essence would have seen a mini head and shoulders pattern right there. Okay, red candle confirmation of price breaking down. You would have gone short right here. You would have seen the daily open in sight. You would have used that as one of your targets. Okay, if it continues lower, fine, hold on to it, but you need to make a decision because the yesterday's low was there, and sometimes they usually bounce from those zones. Okay, it doesn't always break through like this. Then once you've closed your trade, you'll be looking to see if what are the chances of them bringing it back up again. So then you see price comes back up. Do you take a long on that basis? Who knows? It's up to you. It depends on how you decide to view the chart and look at the context of what is being developed in the zone or the move that you're trying to trade away from. Okay, so as you can see, green vector candle shifts price. You were to go long in this zone, how long would you have held the trade for? And how long would you have waited for the daily open to be tested again? Rises up, retraces, stopping volume candle, then they continue back up. There's the daily open again, they hit it. Happy days. Close your trade. And if you're really desperate, you can actually open another short. Because look what happened. The same thing happened up here. It's the same thing that happened up here. You got yourself a little mini head and shoulders formation, little M pattern. Last attempt to the upside. Red vector candle confirming it yet again to drop down lower. And there you have it. Trading away from the daily open. Now what are we expecting? daily open has been tried. They haven't succeeded it. But because it's nearby, there is probably a good chance that they're going to try and take the daily open on this platform, which is 42,752. Roll over onto the chart. We are above the daily open on this because this is a Binance. This is the Bitcoin on Binance futures. So it's different prices, but there's about a 500 pip spread between the price. Because now look, 42,355. And then looking on there, you got 357. Okay, so that might be just something off on the indicator over here. But this is, I don't even know why. That's me straight up. I'm not down with the Pine editor on that. That can be something else, but I don't understand why the daily open is on there and different on MT4. It might just be different price feeds, but you get the idea behind it. Okay. Okay then. Just looking at, right, just retested daily open on the 1 minute and now breaking away. Okay then. How are we doing against the dollar? I'll look at that in a second. Right, most crypto volume trades during sessions. Why you think weekend volume is so low? Okay, so everyone's asking Sushi why he doesn't do that. Listen, people are entitled to their own view of how to trade. All right? Because ultimately, your opinion of what you think that person should see something as is irrelevant until you are dealing with his money, managing his money. Okay? Till then, whatever anyone says about any system or anything, it's irrelevant. Even when I say about Fibonacci's, I have my own view on Fibonacci's. I've been in the game long enough to understand them. I know how they are used. I know people that make money off them. For me, it doesn't suit. I don't like it. That's my preference. There are some guys that swear by the 21-day moving average. I swear by the 50. I swear by the 200 and the 800 EMA. That's all I look for. I've got the 5 and the 13 EMA. Some guys ask me why don't I use the 9 or the 20, or the 15. Well, what have you spent time looking at? I've spent time looking at these moving averages. They work for me. Yeah. What do you think about the extended move on dollar yen? I've been anticipating a drop, but it keeps forming. Yep, I reckon they'll wait till tomorrow. Bavers, whatever it is. Okay. What's going on, Crypto Jazz? Dollar yen's move, okay, is setting up for the news. Because if we look at the move itself, all right, let's look at gold. Gold is breaking down. It's come down and hit the previous pools of liquidity. If you've been following the streams, you would have seen all of these pools of liquidity getting taken out and the understanding for why that is happening. Okay. We do have this zone in the chart, which is likely to be taken with gold. Okay. But it all depends on what happens with this news. Now, with dollar yen, on the other hand, you can see that they're just marking it up continuously. Yesterday, I gave a video on the chance of dollar yen coming back to recover this previous pool of liquidity in the chart over here. Where is it? 4-hour time frame. That up there, and it completely took it out. Okay? But because this is such a sharp move, from my understanding and experience, they are going to snap price back down. It is going to be a monster drop. I'm telling you now. Because they're marking up the shorts. Okay? They are moving away. They are achieving their average daily range. Okay? If we look at the open, which was right, the open was right here, okay? They've hit their average daily range. They've gone beyond the average daily range. They're at 63 pip move to the upside, okay? We are expecting a move back down for dollar yen, but they are marking it up, preparing for the news tomorrow. We've got a lot of news coming out this week, so you've got to be careful with dollar yen. Be extremely careful with it, all right? DXY. Let's have a look at DXY, the dollar index. Okay, so look, dollar index rising. But what is it rising up against? Let's have a look. Whoa. Where are you coming from? Big W formation. That could be a huge move up, guys. Dollar could actually get some strength. It could actually move up. Some very big strength. We could actually come back up to 97, 98 zone. That is where we could actually end up if this pattern plays out, because it does look like it's playing out. We've got a lovely W4. Look how beautiful that is. Beautiful W formation. We've got a crossover on the 50 and the 200 EMA. What are we waiting for? Expansion of the 200 and the 800 and the 50 EMA. That's what we're waiting for right there, which then will bring me on to the SPX itself. What's going on? Does anybody remember the filling of the gap? Who remembers the last week or so? We're talking about the S&P 500 filling the gap. There it is. Gap has been filled. There's no reason as to why they don't do that. In all the gaps in the chart, look at them. They all get filled. You can exploit that. Could have put the house down in this zone right here and you would have got thrown out, but you would have realized the return. Little gap right there, recovered it. Look closer. Another gap. Are they going to fill it? That's the question. Okay. Big correlation with dollar. Yeah, because they trade. Yeah, of course, because Bitcoin is traded against the dollar. All right, that's the thing. Bitcoin is traded against the dollar. So this is where we're looking for the fractional disparity, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So by principle, if dollar is rising, that would imply Bitcoin should be holding or dropping. At the same token, if dollar is rising, gold should be dropping. Gold is rising now. It's moving back up. They've tested the range daily low. Okay? So are investors scared, or are they actually getting ready to just put their money into risk on assets? Because Bitcoin and Ethereum were listed on the CME as forms of hedging assets, to minimize your exposure. So when the dollar's dropping, Bitcoin should be rising. You're putting your money in Bitcoin to offset any risk that you've got on any dollar assets that you hold. That's the economics of play with that one right there. Okay. Okay then. So let's establish something. Why? Too many things in the chart. Let me get this up. Okay then. So what can we expect later on today, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. US government shutdown being threatened on government being threatened on Friday, hence the massive FUD. Yeah, I mean, look, there's all sorts. Yes, I'm going to be getting my daughter. But the takeaway for you, okay, here we go. Procrastinator Tino. For EMA 5 cross, EMA 50 upwards. Is it a certain move for a long on the 1 hour time frame? What about 15-minute time? Hold on a second. Procrastinate. EMA 5 and 13 cross, EMA 50 upwards. Is it a certain move for a long on the 1 hour time frame? What about the 50-minute time frame? The 5 and the 13 EMA crossing over on the 50 EMA on the 1 hour. You're waiting for the 5 and the 13, mainly the 13 EMA to cross over the 50 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. That's what you're waiting for, all right? To establish a move to the upside. Okay? Have you got the patience to wait for that to happen? Now, if that does not happen, you will see price revert back to the 50 EMA, show weakness, and pull away from it. At that point, the 13 EMA would have edged higher, but then it would have formed a peak and it would have dropped. No different to what you see right here. Okay? So the 13 EMA was down here. They moved price up, came back to the 50, and then they dropped. Did it again here. Price coming up, closed, it broke above the 13 EMA, but couldn't actually continue higher, then it dropped away from that zone. Okay? Now, moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, if Bitcoin does decide to continue higher, you still need to be waiting for a lot of things to happen. If you are going to be trading on the lower time frames, you need to be using the 50 EMA on the 5-minute time frame and the 50 EMA on the 1-minute time frame to establish momentum in the chart. Okay? On the 1-minute time frame, you are looking for the 200 EMA to be the basis of your momentum in the chart. Okay? The 200 EMA. So you'll always see the support coming in at the 200 EMA. The midterm support, the shorter term support will be on the 50 EMA. As you can see here, look, support right there comes away. Comes back down to it, drops. Support right there comes away. Okay? But the main support comes in at the 200 EMA. Just pay attention to those moving averages, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. Other than that, be sure to come by tonight, 10 p.m, because we're going to be summarizing today's events in the live stream this evening. Okay, so keep an eye out for that. It will be 10 p.m. GMT tonight. I'll be going live every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, from 2 p.m. GMT and then 10 p.m. GMT. All right, so we're going to now try and establish. Hold on a sec. Before I do go, look at what's going on here on the 1-minute time frame. Now testing the 200 EMA. Okay, This is where we will see if the 200 EMA is going to act as a valid point of support. Okay. Okay, here we go. See how it's stalling? Stalling in that zone a little bit. Very interesting behavior. Are they going to snap? Oh, look at that. Nice little spike down and back up. Happy days. I do believe that this move was the stop hunt rise. But you see, if you're able to capitalize on this move as a stop hunt rise, happy days. If you can capitalize on it, done. You've made your money. Get out the trade. It doesn't matter what FUD is out there. You've made your money. And that's the sad truth. You know? So, moving forward from that, guys, be sure to pass by tonight. I'm going to love you, leave you. I've got to go get my daughter and go and have yourselves a wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Mad love and respect to you. Take care of yourselves. Peace.